on this episode of the Cash Grab, we have this from Covered Geekly. Report Blumhouse's Five Nights at Freddy's 2 set to begin production in early 2024. Guys, I gotta be honest with you, I was actually not really a big fan of the first Five Nights at Freddy's movie. It started off okay, don't get me wrong. Like the animatronics, like the CGI of it. It did a lot of good things right though. But the second you had the main characters interacting with the animatronics, and they were all friendly and having a sleepover, at that point I'm like, nah, we're done here. You guys just needed to get the allowed time to put this thing in theaters. That's it. You had maybe 45 minutes of a movie and said, we got to stretch this thing out, though. Because that wasn't what the games were. At what point of any of the games, of the Five Nights at Freddy's games, were you hanging out with the animatronics? Having a sleepover? Just, laying on the ground, looking up at the ceiling, talking about life and stuff like that. It didn't work for me at all, though. And one of the weirdest ideas I've ever seen in the world of cinema. They put this movie out in theaters and on Peacock day one. Somehow, this movie made money in theaters. I will never understand that because I'm cheap. Let me just get that out of the way right now. I am a very, very, very cheap person. I'll just wait till something comes on Amazon to watch it. I don't need to rush to the theaters. I got the Xbox One Game Pass because I ain't paying $50, $60, $70 for all these games out there. A lot of games I have on Steam, they're on discount, or I found them for free somewhere else. I don't really spend a lot of money with a lot of these things because most of the products today really aren't worth spending a single dime on. I just can't imagine going to the theaters to see a movie that for the same price of a ticket, I could have this streaming service for an entire month. I don't know. It baffled me that the movie made a ton of money. Good for it, though. Good for you guys. I'm glad you guys made a lot of money, and it was one of the most popular movies of the year. I'm just saying, it wasn't for me, though. Matthew Lillard was the entire movie. That man, he stole the show for me, though, okay? Mike's character, played by Josh Hutcherson, I didn't care for it that much. I really didn't like him. I hated all the, the dream sequences with the trapped children's souls and stuff like that. It just felt like too much. It felt like, okay, we got a lot of years and games of Mythos to cram into this because we don't know if we're getting a sequel. This thing might just bottom out and flop day one. They had no idea. I don't think they predicted how much money this movie was possibly going to make. So they went into it saying, okay, we got to tell the entire story here. And I think it is a very difficult movie to tell because the game was essentially, you're just closing doors and turning on lights. That's it, though. It's a very, very hard concept to put to theaters. And you know what they did? It made a lot of money. Good for them. I just don't see them running this thing back and making a lot of money with the sequel. I mean, what story is there to tell? Yes, the Purple Man, he's trapped in Springtrap. I thought that was kind of a weird idea. I would have maybe saved Springtrap for the second movie if there was one. But I guess, okay, Matthew Lillard's stuck in this thing. So what is he going to do? Is he gonna haunt these people forever? Is Freddy's Fazbear's, is it going to be closed? I mean, like, in the games, you were at Freddy's Fazbear. And then randomly you were in space. I have no idea what's going on with that, though. But, yeah. So, is he just going to be chasing them around like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees or something like that? Infiltrating their dreams like Freddy Krueger? I don't know. It just seems like... Is it possible that they can make this work, though? Because I'm sitting here trying to think of, okay, if I was writing Five Nights at Freddy's 2, this is what I would do. Nothing's coming to mind. Because you can't go with the games at this point, though. The games have nothing to do with it. The gameplay of what happened, you can't make that into a movie. So I'm curious, if you had the ability to write Five Nights at Freddy's 2, what would you do with it?